Halliburton's injury. Halliburton didn't enter Game 7 at full strength. He was already battling a nagging right calf strain that had flared up in Game 5. That night was rough, but in Game 6, he came back like a man possessed, dropping dimes, drilling shots, leading with fire. He willed Indiana to a winner-takes-all showdown. Then, tragedy struck. Barely 5 minutes into Game 7, Halliburton had already buried 3 of his first 4 shots from deep. The building was electric. Then he drove to the rim and just collapsed. No contact, no foul. He hit the floor, grabbing his lower leg and slapping the court in pain. The arena went silent. Seconds later, the word spread. It was his Achilles, torn. By June 23rd, the diagnosis was official. Surgery followed the very next day. Just like that, Halliburton went from franchise hero to fallen leader. The emotional hit was real. His teammates looked shattered. Coach Rick Carlisle said the locker room's heart just dropped. Indiana was 2 wins away from making history and lost their heartbeat. This run had been Halliburton's creation. He was the engine, the spark, the clutch gene, and now gone. No warning, no signs, just a collapse at the peak of his powers. You couldn't script a crueler twist. Curry trade March 2012. The Golden State Warriors were about to make a decision that could have rewritten NBA history. Steph Curry, yes, that Curry, was nearly traded. This wasn't some backroom rumor, it was real. Curry was still a question mark. His ankles were a constant problem. He'd played just 26 games that year. The Warriors' front office wasn't sold, so they offered him up to the Bucks for Andrew Bogut. Milwaukee considered it until their medical team flagged Curry's ankles as a major risk. They didn't think he'd hold up, so the Bucks walked away. Curry didn't even know. He found out from a locker room ticker. He thought Monta Ellis was the one getting dealt. Instead, he was almost gone. Bogut confirmed it later. Steph was the original target, but Golden State kept him by accident and moved Ellis instead. Mavericks. The Mavericks were a 60-win machine, blowing past teams and entering the finals with full swagger. They had already dominated the Miami Heat during the regular season, and after winning the first 2 finals games, it looked like Dallas was unstoppable. Dirk was torching everything. Shaq looked cooked. But then, the script flipped. Miami roared back. Dallas collapsed in Game 4, scoring just 7 points in the final quarter. Then Game 5 became infamous. Dwayne Wade took 21 free throws. The Mavericks lost in overtime by 1. Cuban lost it. Dirk lost it. Game 6 was over before it began. Wade dropped 36, and the Heat stole the crown. Next year, Dallas roared back. 67 wins. Dirk won MVP, and he joined the elite 50-40-90 club. But they drew Golden State in the first round. Don Nelson knew them inside out. The 8-seed Warriors crushed 2 meltdowns, both with elite rosters, both with title expectations. Each time, Dallas cracked under pressure. Randall during the 2021 season. Randall exploded, averaging 24 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists per game. He won Most Improved Player, earned an All-Star nod, and did something no Knicks player had done in years. He led them back to the playoffs for the first time since 2013. It wasn't always pretty, but it was gritty, and it worked. While Brooklyn's super team floundered under the weight of drama and egos, the Knicks, led by Randall, found identity, toughness, and heart. Losing out on Durant and Kyrie could have buried the franchise. Instead, it sparked Randall's rise and brought real life back to Madison Square Garden. No one saw that twist coming, not even the Knicks themselves. Kawhi Leonard. In July 2018, the Toronto Raptors shocked the entire league. They traded away their longtime star DeMar DeRozan, Jakob Poeltl, and a first-round pick to San Antonio for Kawhi Leonard and Danny Green. DeRozan had been the face of the franchise for 9 years, and fans were stunned. Kawhi had played just 9 games the season before due to injury, and the deal looked like a risky 1-year rental. But what followed was lightning in a bottle. Kawhi dropped 24 in his debut and later torched Utah for 45 on New Year's Day. He only played 60 regular season games due to load management, but when the playoffs hit, he unleashed chaos. He dropped 45 in Game 1 against Philly, then delivered the first Game 7 buzzer beater in NBA history, 3-point line. Nobody thought the NBA would actually go through with it. A 3-point line, it sounded like a gimmick, a sideshow borrowed from other leagues. The ABL had experimented with it back in 1961, and the ABA ran with it in 1967. But the NBA, the League of Tradition and Fundamentals, purists laughed it off. Coaches dismissed it as circus basketball. It just didn't belong. But then out of nowhere, the 1979 season arrived, and the NBA pulled the trigger. They painted a line, 23 feet 9 inches at the top, 22 in the corners. Just like that, the court and the future changed. On October 12th, Boston's Chris Ford made history by sinking the league's first official three-pointer. Still, nobody took it seriously. Most teams barely attempted 3 shots a game from beyond the arc. It was seen as a phase, something flashy fans might like but real basketball minds would ignore. Magic Johnson, mi system, Materwan di Bracos mi Bruns. In November 1991, the basketball world was stunned. Magic Johnson announced his retirement after testing positive for HIV. At the time, no one thought he'd ever step on an NBA court again. But just 3 months later, in a twist no one saw coming, Magic returned, not for a comeback season or a playoff push, but for one unforgettable night. Fans had voted him into the 1992 All-Star Game in Orlando, despite him playing 0 regular season games. And when the lights came on, Magic delivered. He dropped 25 points, dished out 9 assists, grabbed 5 rebounds, and ran the floor like he'd never left. The West demolished the East by 40, the largest margin in All-Star history. But the real magic came with 14 seconds left when he hit a final three-pointer. The officials ended the game right there. Mi system, Kyrie trade. After 3 straight finals appearances and 1 legendary championship run, Kyrie Irving made a move that stunned the NBA. On July 22, 2017, he requested a trade from the Cleveland Cavaliers, the same team he'd helped deliver its first ever title, with the shot that sealed the 2016 finals. But behind the scenes, things were already unraveling. Kyrie no longer wanted to play in LeBron James's shadow. He wanted his own team, his own legacy. Reports later revealed Cleveland had actually explored trading him even before his request, discussing deals with Indiana and Phoenix. Kyrie felt betrayed, and to force the issue, he reportedly threatened to undergo knee surgery if the Cavs didn't move him. Paolo Magic. Everyone expected Jabari Smith to go first. Orlando stayed quiet, but the signals were there. His agent, the insiders, even draft analysts all hinted the Magic were leaning toward Jabari. He had the prototype tools, elite wingspan, defensive versatility, and a smooth outside shot. It looked like a lock. But then, on June 23, 2022, Commissioner Adam Silver stepped to the podium and stunned the basketball world. With the first pick, the Orlando Magic select Paolo Banchero. No leaks, no pre-draft workout, no warning, just a thunderbolt. Social media exploded. Jabari's camp was blindsided. What felt like a sure thing turned out to be a masterclass in misdirection. Critics questioned the fit. Paolo had skill, but was he a true #1 overall pick? Then the season began, and the answer came fast.